Warehousing and Food Safety for TFAP and CSFP. Warehouse licensing. Not all household program agencies have warehouses, but the ones that do must make sure they follow regulations for proper food storage. Warehouses are licensed by the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, also known as MDARD. MDARD completes inspections to ensure that all proper measures are taken to keep food in good condition. All MDARD warehouse licenses have an expiration date of April 30th and need to be renewed 30 calendar days before they expire. MDARD will inspect the warehouse. If you do not have an annual inspection, contact MDARD at 517-284-5771 to schedule one. It is best to be proactive when scheduling an MDARD inspection to make sure your license is always up to date. The MDARD licensing page can be found at www.michigan.gov/MDARD. Food Defense Plan. Food defense involves putting measures in place that reduce the chances of intentional contamination of the food supply. Agencies must regularly conduct a self-assessment of your warehouse's security practices. Agencies are expected to work towards implementing procedures to protect your workers, participants, food supply, and facilities. Locked doors, security cameras, and alarm systems are all ways to help monitor and protect food inventory. MDARD provides a brochure as a quick reference guide for creating a food defense plan. The link to the brochure is www.fsis.usda.gov. A detailed food defense plan template can be found at www.fsis.usda.gov. Annual warehouse inspection. Every licensed warehouse that stores USDA foods for CSFP and TFAP must be reviewed on an annual basis. The Michigan Department of Education, also known as MDE, will review warehouses as part of the regular agency review process. This means that MDE will review CSFP warehouses every 2 years and TFAP warehouses at least every 4 years. Agencies that operate both programs will have a warehouse review for both programs at the same time following the CSFP 2-year schedule. For those with warehouses not scheduled for an MDE review, an agency self-review must be completed by the agency by the end of February each year and submitted to MDE. Agencies are not required to perform a self-review during years when MDE is performing their scheduled review. The warehouse review memo and review form are available through MDE. Safe food handling. Agencies take on the responsibility of handling USDA food in a manner that keeps the food in good condition and controls loss of product. There are expectations for the general practices that go into warehouse operations. USDA foods must be stored in a manner that allows easy identification of products, best if used by dates, their USDA program, and other information needed to manage storage and distribution. TFAP and CSFP foods must be kept separate and are to be clearly labeled with their program name. Whether the food is stored at an agency warehouse or delivered the day of distribution, it is important to handle the food safely to minimize damage. Products should be kept at least 6 inches off the floor and 18 inches from walls in a clean, temperature-controlled space. Refrigerated products must be kept at proper temperatures. The use of a thermometer is a must. The recommended temperature levels in Fahrenheit for food storage are 50 degree to 70 degree range for dry storage areas, 36 degree to 40 degree range for refrigerated storage areas, 0 degrees or lower for frozen storage areas. Proper ventilation is an important factor in protecting foods. Use fans to improve circulation and reduce temperatures if necessary. USDA foods must be stacked and spaced in a manner that allows easy identification at a distance of at least 24 inches. This will also facilitate accurate and quick counting. USDA foods must not be stacked to a height that would create unstable pallets, thus damaging product on the bottom, or that would endanger the food handlers. Shelf-stable food safety. Shelf-stable foods can be safely stored at room temperature. These foods are non-perishable products such as canned and bottled foods, rice, pasta, flour, sugar, spices, and oils. Canned goods. Store canned foods and other shelf-stable products in your dry storage area of the warehouse. Do not expose them to extreme temperatures as it affects the condition of the item. Don't use bulging, rusted, leaking, or deeply dented cans. Dispose of them according to MDE procedures. Following proper storage procedures should ensure that your USDA food items are always in good condition. But occasionally, faulty or damaged packaging is discovered as food is moved from inventory into the distribution process. Cans that are heavily rusted can have tiny holes in them, allowing bacteria to enter. Dispose of them according to MDE procedures. Surface rust that you can remove by rubbing with your finger or a paper towel is not serious. These foods are okay for participants to eat, but they should not be included in boxed food packages to avoid concern. They can be placed on a share table for participants to take an extra item or donated to congregate meal programs. A deep dent is one that you can lay your finger into and often have sharp points. A sharp dent on either the top or side seam can damage the seam and allow bacteria to enter the can. Dispose of them according to MDE procedures. Product dating and packing codes. Product dating is not required by federal law, but it is an industry standard for establishing food quality. Dating of products is used to measure the time that a product is at peak quality. The goal for USDA foods is to always distribute them before the dates on the packaging to ensure participants receive quality products and have ample time to use them. Best if used by date. Cans may have best if used by dates. These dates identify when the product is at peak quality. After the marked best if used by date, they may still be safe for consumption, but the flavor and other qualities start to diminish. Sell by date. A shelf-stable product can be safely used after a sell-by date. Cans are required to exhibit a packing code to enable tracking of the product in interstate commerce. This enables manufacturers to rotate their stock as well as locate their products in the event of a recall. These codes, which appear as a series of letters and/or numbers, might refer to the date or time of manufacture. They aren't meant for the consumer to interpret as use-by dates.